I actually never thought I wanted to go into psychology. In fact, never even thought I was going to go to college. So my senior year decided I was going to go to college, but had no clue what I was going to do. And so I was the college student who went into every possible degree that you could think of. So I think I was in pre-law for a while, funeral science for a while, like really just kind of jumped all over the map. And then I took an intro to psychology class, and day one, I remember, I was at what is now Penn West University, California campus in Pennsylvania, and Dr. Kirk John was a professor, and I fell in love day one. Like it was like, I remember walking out of the class and going, this makes sense. Like everything that we're talking about, I could see like in everyday life. So I was hooked. So from that moment, I think, within a few weeks, I changed my major to psychology and then never looked back. So really, intro to psychology was the key to get me into the door. So when I was doing my undergrad degree, my initial plan was to go into forensic psychology and criminal psychology. So I did an internship at the State Correctional Institute in Pennsylvania and worked with incarcerated individuals, and part of my job was actually to help co-facilitate group therapy. And so one day we were getting ready for group, and one of the inmates said to me, why do you want to do this? Like, why are you here? Like, why are you coming to see us? And I was like, I love this. I love doing intervention. And I'm paraphrasing, but he basically said, I knew I had a problem when I was 8. Like, you're here now, but I knew my problem started a long time ago. And so for me, it was, I walked out of there and I could not get that idea off of my mind that, like, okay, wait, if I really want to help, is there a different kind of path? And 2 weeks later, I applied to a school psychology program and became a school psychologist and started my career there. And within probably the first year or so, realized that the mental health needs were beyond what my initial training was. And it was something where it was an area I wanted to focus on. Most of the kids I was seeing, while we were evaluating them for learning problems, there were a lot of underlying mental health issues. And so that then kind of made me go, okay, I think I'm gonna re-specialize, gonna go back to school, and went back and then obtained a degree in clinical psychology. And then throughout my career, I've been able to kind of integrate both. So I live in both worlds. I work in schools sometimes, I still work in clinical psychology sometimes. Having an internship in a state correctional institute's unique. I mean, it was definitely a wonderful opportunity that just happened to present itself. And when I went in, I kind of thought, maybe like other undergrad interns, I was going to make copies, I was going to do busy work. And I just had a great supervisor who was like, I want you to sit in with me. I want you to see what this really looks like. And so I had a lot of interaction with individuals who were in that system, and got to have direct work doing interventions and alongside someone. But it really changed my perception of, I think, working in a prison facility. I think there's a perception that we have of why people are there. And I think I learned really quick that everybody has a story. And even at that early kind of phase in my career, hearing what people went through that got them there became more interesting than the fact that they were there. And it wasn't about why they were incarcerated, it was really understanding the person behind it. And that's what I got fascinated in. And I think that really shaped how I view everything. I'm more interested in understanding why things are happening and what we can do about it, more than just maybe putting a label or a diagnosis on something. And I think that first experience really kind of changed that mindset for me. We often, I think, get stuck into just listing criteria and saying, do you have this symptom? Do you have that symptom? But this idea of understanding what that means to them. Like what's the story behind that? I think that crosses no matter from that early internship experience to what I see now, giving people the chance to help you understand the symptoms they're having and the difficulties they're having. Yeah, I get asked all the time about the idea of work-life balance, and I say it's interesting because I don't look at it as a balance. I always describe it as I kind of look at my life as an orchestra, and every role of my life is a different instrument that plays, and I conduct how that looks. So there's days that the author stuff comes up in my life, and we bring that sound into play, and there's times that the clinician in me is working pretty hard and the other stuff's a little lower. And I don't even think day by day. I think throughout my day, there's this constant kind of conducting of how I bring things in and out of my life. And it's really, so for me, it's kind of a harmony more than it is a balance. And some days there's a lot of noise. Some days I rise everything way too high, and it can be a stressful day. And that makes me go, all right, we're gonna soften everything for a few days and let myself kind of reset.